What up, viewers? What up? What up? Today is Saturday, September 7th, and that means it's time for a quick recap of the week in video game news. Lots happened this week, so we're going to jump right into it. In the middle of the week on Wednesday, Nintendo had a Direct on September 4th, and it was just crazy. I usually don't like Nintendo Directs. I feel like I get more out of like an indie showcase, mostly because I like a lot of the titles that come in like an indie showcase or I don't know. They've changed the name of their independent directs so much that I don't know what to call them. But this direct was awesome. It showed a lot of Animal Crossing gameplay. It showed a lot of Pokemon Sword and Shield. I think it gave us an Animal Crossing date, but I don't remember what that is off the top of my head. It showed off multiplayer for Luigi's Mansion. Yeah, and a bunch of, every game you can think of. Oh, it finally confirmed that Overwatch is coming to the Switch in October, middle of October, October 15th. Correct me in the comments if I'm wrong. But I think one of the best parts were all the surprise drops. They had a new Kirby multiplayer, it was like Kirby Battler Supreme or something. I don't remember what it was called. But they had a new Kirby Battler that was really cool. Multiplayer, everybody's playing as Kirby, but you have like a class. You have like a wizard class and a mage class, and a knight class, and all this kind of stuff that was really cool. And that dropped the same day. That dropped on the same day, and it was completely free, which is super cool. They announced 20 games that are coming to the Nintendo online service. They had the NES, the Super NES. They had another controller that they added to only purchasable if you're an online subscriber, just like they did with the classic NES controller. And they also surprise dropped Banjo and Kazooie, the latest character for Super Smash Bros. Launched the same day. In fact, after the direct, they had 15 minutes of the creator playing as Banjo Kazooie, and so that was really fun. So they had a lot of surprise drops. They announced the next character, which was, oh god, I don't remember the character's name because it's from an IP I didn't really know. But they announced the next character. They also announced that they're going to be more than 5 characters in Super Smash Bros. So the original fighter pack or I don't remember what the character pack was 5 characters, and now they're going beyond that. So hopefully we get more and more characters added to Super Smash Bros. to make it really live up to its ultimate name. But yeah, Nintendo Direct happened in the middle of the week, and they did a lot of really good stuff. Let me know what your favorite part was down below. Moving right along, launching yesterday was Monster Hunter World Iceborne. When I first saw this, I didn't quite know what it was. I thought it would just be like a DLC, a DLC. I didn't know if it was an expansion. I don't even know the price on it, so I don't know if they're pricing it as a full game. It's been over 2 years. Has it been over 2 years? I think it launched was it last year? No, it was last year. So it's been, I don't know, 18 months or so since the game launched. So I don't think it was like a new one, but it definitely feels like a Forsaken style expansion. They've added a lot of content to it. A lot of the Monster Hunter World fanatics have been asking for G rank, which is usually you go through several iterations of ranks before that you reach the top rank. And so that's what people have been wanting. All of the creatures look really cool. The world looks really nice. It's got a 90 Metacritic, and I think Monster Hunter World had like a 94. So the game is really highly rated. And if you're super into Monster Hunter World, then I think you might enjoy it. I haven't been keeping up on Monster Hunter World. I bought the base game, and they've had lots and lots of content keeping it live. I feel like every month they had like a new thing. They had like a Mega Man event. They had a Witcher event. They've just done really good at like mashing in some IPs, creating events to keep people engaged. And I think it's a really good study on how to keep people engaged in the game, because I think Monster Hunter World did a really good job at that. But I fell off the wagon, so take that as you will. And then last but certainly not least, in the what I think of as big stories for the week, was Gears 5 launched yesterday. Like I was talking a few seconds ago with someone in my chat. I bought an Xbox. I bought that plus special edition Xbox because I thought it was really cool. I wanted to try out Xbox One. I wanted to try out Game Pass. So, you know, a lot of things came together for me to want to buy an Xbox One, especially with Gears 5 dropping. It's got an 86 Metacritic, so it's also highly rated. And the game just looks awesome. I've already played about an hour of it, so really excited to play more. The multiplayer looks amazing. I like the old couch co-op that Gears. I played the first 2 or 3, I think, couch co-op. So I'm really excited to play more couch co-op for Gears. And the console also came with the previous 4 Gears games. So I'm really looking forward to potentially going back and playing those. But for now, I've got Gears 5 to play through. And I've got a really cool Xbox with like the silvery gray and like the water, and it looks really cool. It also makes a weird noise when you turn it on. And this isn't supposed to be a review of the Xbox One X Special Edition Gears 5 thing, but just experiences that I've had with it. But so far, Gears is really fun. Everything's really nice about the Xbox console, and I'm glad I picked it up. Moving on to like some smaller stories. Uplay Plus launched this week. Actually, that's kind of a big deal to me. Uplay Plus launched this week. It is $15 a month, which I thought was kind of high. I don't know. It brings up a lot of weird mixed feelings. I've thought a little bit about what publishers can pull off a subscription service. What do you have to get for it to make it viable? Uplay is, I think, kind of like leading the charge, except for Game Pass has been Game Pass kind of led the charge. They have all of the Microsoft first-party content, and then everybody's kind of been throwing in their own grab bag of games into that, except for EA, who's been doing... Oh, wow. So EA has been doing Origin Access for a while. So this whole subscription service is kind of a mixed bag right now, and I'm not sure, what the final outcome is going to be. I don't think that typical ways to get games is going to go away. Your digital or physical purchases are going to go away anytime soon. I think $15 is a little expensive. If you get access to all DLC and all content, maybe it's viable. But at $15, that's, I'm not going to do the math actually. It's like $180 a year, and that's a lot. Maybe one of the things I was thinking about with Game Pass is I saw a lot of people this week doing the $2 Game Pass, buying Game Pass for $2 just so they can play Gears of War for the next month and then turning it off. And that's the problem with, I think, subscription services, is you can turn them off and on at your whim. And so I feel like people are going to turn it off or on if they're keeping up on it. Or you get into the gym membership kind of arena of like, you forget you have it, or you just pay for it so that you always have access to it, but you don't really use it very often. So there's two sides to the whole subscription service model, and I don't know where it's going to land, but hopefully Uplay takes off so that maybe other publishers, or there's a more conjoined effort. Lots of streaming service. A lot of the future of streaming services is up in the air right now. Moving right along, Steam is mixing up its visual overlay, and it's supposed to help with like discoverability, because Steam has a huge discoverability problem. Considering, I think in 2018, like 7,000 titles were added to Steam. So just the idea of trying to cipher through that and making it more visually pleasing is good, because I feel like Steam is kind of rested on its laurels for quite some time. And so hopefully by creating a better overlay, a better user experience, and helping with discoverability, people will start interacting with Steam a bit more. Not that they aren't already. I don't think Epic Game Store is really cutting into Steam's profits, but maybe it is because there's a lot of Epic Game Store exclusives, especially a title I'm going to talk about in a moment. But hopefully Steam is going to get off its lazy butt and start, actually making their service better for both users and publishers. In a rather weird way, we found out that Cyberpunk is going to have multiplayer. I believe they started putting CDP started putting job descriptions for, like, I don't know, netcode writers or something like that. I don't remember what the exact job description was, but it was pretty much telling you, like, hey, we need people to help us bring multiplayer to Cyberpunk 2077. I'm not quite sure what that multiplayer would look like. I don't know if it's like a hub world and you can run around and like maybe you'd be instanced when you started a quest, and so that people can't interact with your quest instance, but they would be around in the world that you can interact with, or you can get people to join in to help you with a quest. I wonder if it'd be like that. That would be my best estimate of what multiplayer would look like. I hope it's not PvP. Because I usually like my single player games to be like standalone, and I like to be able to become as badass as possible, kind of living that power fantasy. And PvP makes it so that everything has to be balanced, and so one thing can't be super powerful compared to the other. And I feel like as soon as you start trying to get into that balancing act, some parts of your game will start falling apart. Kind of like Destiny did, where you just have one really powerful gun, and it's really powerful in PvP, and then you have to nerf the PvE portion, or you have to start coding guns differently to behave differently in PvP versus PvE. I just think it opens up a whole myriad of craziness that you don't really want to deal with. So I hope multiplayer coming to Cyberpunk doesn't mean PvP. Moving right along, Fortnite is teasing an It crossover. It launched this week. I haven't seen any of the box office numbers, but I hear it's doing better than the first one, even if review scores are lower. But anyway, running around Fortnite, you can start to see red balloons next to like sewer drains, and when you pop them, I think a clown laughs. And it just kind of surprises me that this isn't the first time that you're having like movie video game crossovers in Fortnite, because they did the whole Avengers stuff with Thanos. Everybody was dancing as Thanos. But it's just I've had it like for the past 2 or 3 weeks. I've had stories about Fortnite doing crossovers with IPs and movies and other video games. With Borderlands 3 last week. I just think I think it's so weird that Fortnite is an advertising platform. You had the Marshmello concert. I just think it's so crazy that Fortnite, a video game, is an advertising platform. I like I said last week, I don't know if it's a super good ROI, because Fortnite's a free game, and so monetizing free players might not be easy, but I bet it definitely improves your awareness. People will know about you or your game or your movie if it's something they can interact with in Fortnite. So I'm just jaw drop flabbergasted that Fortnite is an advertising platform. But hey, make that money, Epic. There was a cool trailer this week showing off the 2 starting worlds for Outer Worlds. Outer Worlds, the next game coming from Obsidian, which was purchased by Microsoft last year, but this I don't think is going to be console exclusive. But Outer Worlds, Obsidian made famous. They were famous for a lot of things, but I think one of their most recent games was Fallout New Vegas, and so they kind of tote themselves as the real Fallout developers. I did actually like New Vegas better than 3, but that's besides the point. They showed off a lot of gameplay. They showed off the 2 worlds. You're definitely getting that zany character feel that you got in like Fallout New Vegas. the starting locations seem cool. They showed off a little bit of gameplay versus like gunplay versus melee builds. But the space, the spacey sci-fi kind of aspects seem really cool. But I don't know if it I feel like it kind of pushed me a little bit off of the bandwagon. Maybe I had other thoughts in my head about things I'm going to be playing at that time, because it does launch at the end of October. But I feel like the trailer was good anyway. So I hope you like that. Check it out in the link in the description below. Like I was saying, Epic Game Store, not specifically Epic Game Store. Anyway, Magic the Gathering Arena has been in open beta for about 12 months now, and it is officially launching. And they launched with a trailer, which was really funny. It had really good Four Seasons Frankie Valli song going on while you're running around with these characters. I think it was a really good trailer. I thought it was hilarious. And so they kind of hit it off. They knocked it out of the park with this trailer for Magic the Gathering Arena, and coming out of open beta into proper release. Last but certainly not least, SteelSeries is releasing a new headset called the Arctis One, and it is toting that it can be it's a 4-in-1 platform headset that you can just plug in and play, and it works. One of the reasons they're saying 4-in-1 is because you can plug it in PC, PS4, Xbox One, and then the cool part is you're supposed to be able to use a USB to USB-C dongle, and that's how you're going to be able to plug it in and just get it to work with your Switch. So that should be really cool. I know that Switch has had a lot of Switch console has had a lot of negative interactions with headsets, and so, you know, especially with like Splatoon and how you had to plug in to talk that way. Anyway, this headset's supposed to be a good all-in-one headset. I think it's $100. I don't know if it's out yet, but we do know about it. But yeah, I know that the Switch platform hasn't really reacted very well to headsets. I think it's using. They said in the article they said there was a way to get around like having to download software by using. It wasn't Bluetooth. I think it was just a straight like infrared dongle. I'm probably wrong, but there was a way that you could just plug it in and make it work on your Switch rather than having to like go into settings and change stuff. So yeah, hopefully that lives up to the hype and is a good all-in-one headset if you're looking for one, for people like me who have all 4 consoles now. Cool. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed the content. If you like this, feel free to like, follow, and subscribe to me on YouTube and Twitch, so you can see more great content. Thanks again. Hope you have a super day. Hope you have a super weekend. And I hope you have a super day. Bye.